Okay, good morning and welcome to NWCR's removing of the liberal blindfold for this Monday, the 18th day of May in the year of our Lord 2020. Every once in a while, even the most rabid liberal does get it right, and this one did. And now for what's going on. From Red State comes this one. Bill Maher, one of the most rabid liberals out there. Every once in a while, the truth does ring out of their mouths. This time, it did. Every now and then, Bill Maher's words ring out like giant church bells made of stone cold truth. And on Friday, dong! As part of his new rule segment, the real time host waxed on the coronavirus clampdown that's got some people going through life without having one. And here he goes, folks. New rule. The next time we have a worldwide pandemic, we have to come up with a better solution than everyone becomes Howie Mandel. Now, if you're not familiar with the reference, Howie's famous OCD and germophobic skit does this. Bill noted that everyone loved Howie, but his disorder is a disease, and it's a great struggle. He cannot touch a doorknob or wear shoes with laces because they might touch the ground. Now, of course, everybody's making the joke that Howie had it right all along, Bill noted. Nevertheless, no, Howie would be the first to tell you that he has a disease and it messes up your life. No wonder, he says, it is always a curse. That behavior didn't allow me to date or go out with anybody when I was young or really even have friends. Huh. Howie was ahead of his time. A whole bunch of us are late to his quarantine party. Bill's concerned because he's aware of the same things, as well, that our bodies fight sickness from within. God already gave us the system for warring against the Wuhan. And that machine isn't assisted by Ziploc vacuum-sealed existence. Now, he said, I worry that the last 2 months have given people the idea that the way for humans to win our million-year war with microbes is to avoid them completely. And I'm here to tell you, you cannot. The key to beating COVID isn't dining through glass or never going to a concert or a ball game again. It's your immune system. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. It seems that what the government and the liberals in general are telling us all to do is to lock ourselves away and then wait for the virus to go away and leave us alone. It will get tired of looking for us after all. No, it won't. We didn't beat other viruses by running from them, and we won't beat this one that way either. Right now, we have a mind-boggling bill that was introduced into Congress. It's H.R. 6666, COVID-19 testing, reaching and contacting everyone, or the TRACE Act. H.R. 666 is designed to allow big government into your house, into your personal and your family's health matters. H.R. 666 grants rights and controls to the government that takes the rights of personal care and decisions away from the parents and the families. You get that, folks? Now, I seldom agree with Maher, but this time I have to admit he is right. The way the humans have always gotten over viruses is to get it and get over it and build up immunities. It has always been that way, but this time we're being told to lock ourselves away, wear masks, which, by the way, makes us breathe back our own breath all the time, and this isn't good for us either. It will do nothing but make our blood more acidic. But I will get back to that in a minute. You hear people say COVID-19 is a new virus, so the immune system doesn't know how to handle it. Baloney. Of course it does. That's why the vast majority of people who've had it either recovered or didn't even know they had it. What do you think did that? The human immune system. And the human immune system cannot do its job if it isn't allowed to do it, folks. This is plain and simple common sense that our ancestors knew, but we are being told isn't true by a government that wants complete control over us. What better way to get that control? Now, back to the masks. Dr. Rashid Buttar, who I respect and admire deeply, has stated that all scientific principles and rationale of understanding of the immune system are, along with the truth baby, being tossed onto the pavement like an evicted tenant by a slum landlord. When did the home of the brave become the land of the stupid? Is there any truth left in the land of the flea? Get it? Flea? That's Chinese for free? Doctors are coming out and speaking out about how they are being encouraged by their hospital administrators to label all deaths across America as presumptive corona deaths if they want to keep their hospital privileges. I can be a little slow at times, but that sounds like blackmail, extortion, and medical fraud to me. What do you think? So the question that no one seems to be asking is this: how many of those supposed 283,000 deaths are in truth deaths from the weak coronavirus? Historically, the truth has always eluded the sheeple. Obey an STFU, slave. From the Liberty Beacon is an article called "The Absurdity of Face Coverings and Surgical Masks, Village of Idiots." Comes this: once hysterical behavior and fear become a tandem pair, it's almost impossible to break out of this prison of the mind. Surgical masks are not designed to protect the wearer from the inhaling airborne bacteria or virus particles, and are less effective than respirators, which are designed for this purpose. Now, did you hear me on that one? Surgical masks and the masks that we are wearing are not designed to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne bacteria. Now, modern surgical masks are made from paper or other non-woven material and should be discarded after each use. Yes, but how long can a surgical mask be worn before it is fouled up and must be discarded? With little to no access to new surgical masks, are people using the same mask day in and day out? I suspect that is true. Also, you cannot wash these surgical masks. But do these surgical masks offer effective protection against the coronavirus? In 2003, John Cohen wrote that the SARS virus, a type of coronavirus, is just 100 nanometers in size and can easily pass through such barriers. Surgical masks, or the masks that we wear all day, day in and day out, probably stay in our cars for use later on. The same goes for the flu at 80 to 100 nanometers. While the size of the new virus is currently unknown, human coronaviruses are generally about 125 nanometers. Hello, Tim. So there's reason to believe that this coronavirus follows suit, in contrast to a human hair, which is 80,000 to 100,000 nanometers thick. So here is a silly question. Is the weave of surgical masks tight enough to prevent these nano-sized particles from coming through these cavernous-sized openings in surgical masks? So if the weave of a surgical mask is not tight enough to prevent these nano-sized particles from entering the respiratory system, how about the weave of handkerchiefs? To nano-sized particles, the weave of a handkerchief must seem like a miles-wide highway lane. The novel coronavirus is believed to spread through tiny viral particles and droplets which can stay on surfaces or hang briefly in the air after a person coughs, sneezes, or touches an object. Me and my silly questions. How tight would the weave of a surgical mask or handkerchief or other protective mask have to be to prevent the nano-sized corona from getting through the weave? Probably so tight that it would make breathing a very labored exercise. Perhaps a 2-gallon plastic bag would in fact stop the corona, but only 100% effective if you apply some duct tape around the neck. Of course, breathing might be a little difficult. It's a personal choice. Just in case some jackass actually uses or tries to use a 2-gallon plastic bag, I must state in my fine print disclaimer, under no circumstances do I recommend the use of a 2-gallon plastic bag around your head to prevent the contraction of the coronavirus with or without duct tape around the neck. That is my black box warning to America. I put in that last part because, my friends, people are not thinking at this point in time. They are just reacting to a virus that would be better if they caught it and let the immune system in their own bodies do the work it is supposed to do. Unless, of course, you have a pre-existing condition. But the question remains, can wearing a medical face mask protect you against the new coronavirus? It's a question many people are asking, including pet owners who are now putting canine face masks on their dogs. It's a regular surgical face mask. If it's a regular surgical face mask, the answer is no. Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious disease specialist at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee, told Live Science, "Excuse me, could you repeat that answer to the microphone again?" And yet, there are millions of sheeple donning surgical masks in a lemming-like false sense of must please the master to keep us safe from the invisible boogeyman. That, my friends, is how to socially re-engineer a population of lemmings. Hysteria and fear can bend a population to do just about anything, including the insanity of war. Simply look at what Hitler did to the German population. Kill, kill, kill. Capitulation through fear and hysteria on several fronts is easy short of war. For war, it takes a little more finesse. By the way, 1 nanometer in size is 1/1000th of a meter. Try to stop something that small from coming through anything except plastic. My next show will be airing on Saturday on Blog Talk Radio, and is going to cover this with Dr. Judy Mikovits on what she said in an interview about this whole thing. God bless America. God bless our troops. And as a friend of mine used to always say, we will not be ruled. And thank you, Tim, for that comment, which he said, excellent presentation, Robert. As usual, I learned much in the construction industry regarding asbestos and lead-based paints. So see, this works in other things too, folks. But we will not be ruled. This is Robert the Infidel Guarding reporting. I will see you all again tomorrow, and have a blessed day.